So, hi everyone, and welcome to the Write Stuff tweet chat. My video is not working, so that's very annoying, and I do apologize for it. But tonight we are going to be talking about, all things writing. And I am going to grab this link and tweet it out, so if people want to come and hang out, then they can. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Okay. Burgess Taylor.
Oh, I'm Amy Tasakata.
Write stuff. Google Hangout starting now.
Hello, Toby. Hello.
So how's everyone doing tonight?
Fine.
We're good. We are good.
I am irritated because this thing won't work.
But your picture looks so cute.
Yeah, this is going to look terrible on my YouTube page.
Are you video on the other? You said you had two? Is the video live on the other?
Yeah, it's simultaneous.
Okay.
So people can go to, if they want to chat with us, they have either option. They can come to the Google Hangout place, or they can go to the YouTube page. So let's talk about, yeah, it's simultaneous. Ooh, there's a lag.
The link for what?
The link for this chat, I do believe.
Is that the same one you gave me, Amy?
That link I gave you was for during this discussion here, but not Camera's YouTube.
Not for YouTube.
Hi, Mac.
Hey, can you guys
Hi,
see me?
Mac. Yes.
Hello, what's up? How's it going, everybody?
It's going well. How are you?
And not too bad, for sure.
You won't be able to see me because my video is down, but that's okay. So what projects are you guys working on right now?
I am working on, well, it's just called Live, Laugh, Love for now, but it's my current work in progress. It's a fiction, contemporary, maybe paranormal romance.
Sweet.
I'm not sure. The ghost makes it paranormal, but
Nice. How far into it are you?
I just started this year. It's brand new. I'm in chapter 1. With my storyboard on my wall.
Sorry, my internet connection just failed. Oh well. How far did you say you were in it?
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1. Nice.
Well, I started the end of the first week of January outlining, so.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, like the 3rd of January or so, I think, is when I started outlining.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go next. I have yes. Oh, it does not show up. I'm on the drafting the third draft of my story that I was working on during NaNoWriMo. So that's reading it now for the second time of the second draft.
How is this round of edits going?
Tamara, what are you working on?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes?
Okay. I asked Amy how her round of edits were going.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's okay. I was like, am I able to be heard?
Right now I'm reading it. So I read it once without writing anything down, and then the second time I read it and I start editing, and I'm on chapter 4 with the marking it all up, and it's okay, but I scheduled like to read 10 chapters in a day, which seems kind of rough, so I might give myself an extra day, but then I have to redo the whole calendar, which is upsetting, so I might just go for it.
Right on. I am currently working on getting my short story ready so I can share it on Friday. It's the first of an erotic adventure series that I'll be posting on Amazon. I did the cover reveal for it on Friday. I need to send it to my editor and get the final edit so I can post it.
If we see anything else, I'll let you know.
Okay, I didn't notice that at all.
Oh my.
I saw a butt in the air and went, huh?
Yeah. What is that about? What are we doing here?
At first I thought it was like maybe one of the smut writers, they had just like a pic or something of a book cover, but then it was moving.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question, guys. Can you see me? Is there like, am I moving and stuff?
No, it says Mac. Now you're on there.
Am I moving?
No, you're black. It's the whole screen is black.
All right, I'm gonna X out and then join back in because it's frozen for me.
Okay. Tamara, do you have another Google account?
No. Well, I have a pen paper pad 78, but I just use it for email.
Well, you know, you could go on there as that and actually be on here live.
I think there's some type of problem with my video. Well, this is my boyfriend's laptop, and he doesn't ever use the video.
That's right. You got laptop issues.
Mm.
But they're replacing yours, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Finally. Like, what a hassle.
So what are you working on, Mac?
Is he back?
I'm not sure. Kitty, what are you working on?
I'm dealing with the novel I started during NaNoWriMo.
Are you working on finishing it?
I'm trying to get the beginning parts together so I can post it in real time.
Yeah, my goal this year was to start very, very beginning from the outline, from the idea on to completely finish. I have 1 year, this whole year, to do all of that and to start editing. So I think it's a reachable goal.
Definitely.
Welcome back, Mac.
Hey, thanks. It's good to be here.
What are you working on?
Oh man, I'm working on so much. I got I got a book of poetry and a novel that I've been writing with my mother over the last year. And she had to start. She started this job, so she hasn't been able to work on it. But I just started posting my portion of it, which is focused on this dog. And the way the novel is structured is, it goes like, there's two characters. There's a little girl and her dog, and her parts are the little girl, my parts are the dog. And I'm just gonna start.
Uh-oh.
You froze?
He froze.
Is that just me? Okay.
Yeah, that was...
Did anybody get that?
I got some of it until you got to the girl and the dog, and you were gonna, and then you froze.
And then I was gonna, and then I'm just gonna start posting little snippets of this story, and kind of lead up maybe and get people interested in the story about a girl and her dog in World War II, Holland, Nazi occupied, about our grandmother. So we're trying to release that, and then I got a book of poetry I'm hoping to release in March, late March. I'm really excited about that. I've been working like maybe 4 years on that, and yeah, it's gonna be chock full of stuff for me. Hopefully, anyways, that's my goal. I've got ambitious goals.
Oh crap.
Yeah, so
And so that's,
otherwise you're not working toward anything. Or at least that's how I have to do it.
yeah, me too. I'm just discovering how wonderful goals are.
What?
Congrats on the poetry.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I think yeah, it's gonna be like, I think half, like it's gonna be all the stuff that I've posted on Google Plus, and probably double that of stuff that hasn't been posted, and it's all gonna be part of this big narrative that's gonna be, it's gonna be so cool. I'll release more details later, but I feel like it's a cohesive whole. It's not just like, here's all my poetry, let's buy, please buy. It's like a big story that I think people are really going to be excited about.
I had about 400 poems. They were all printed out and in a little thing, like with a wrap around it, and ended up somehow got left at the X's, and they ended up, I guess, burned in a burn barrel.
What?
So I never retrieved them, and my old computer had went kaput, and that was really pretty much the only copy of a lot of it. So I didn't write poetry for a long time after that.
That is like the most tragic thing I can think of. That's awful. I hate the idea of work, you know, especially in this day and age. I've had a couple films like that, just totally get lost into the digital ether, and it was like a blow. It was like very sad, heartbreaking.
Over the last like 3.5 years or so, I think I've written like maybe 7 or 8 poems total. Just now, really starting to kind of get back into it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you post it onto Google Plus?
No.
Yeah. Got a great poetry community here.
Tamara, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Never mind. I said.
Is something wrong?
No, it fixed itself.
So are there people watching us on YouTube? Do we have any comments or questions?
It says there's no comments yet, and there's 6 people watching.
Oh, wow. And Quotidian Light said, yeah, you'll need to edit it out in post or YouTube may cite your channel. I can't look at YouTube stream without laughing. D. Wilder said, trying to figure this out, got the video going sort of, but can't really listen and watch my show at the same time. No mic or cam in right now to participate anyway. Quotidian Light said goals are a good thing. Jose's going to bed. Quotidian Light said the porn's now on the screenshot in Google+. Shiva Torres is watching, I think. So far, we don't really have any questions that I can find, on at least not on Google+.
Here, I'll check the Twitter.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, because me and Twitter, I mean, I do okay, but it's just kind of rapid for me. It goes by really fast, and I can't keep up with everything. Still learning. I'm on that I need to learn curve.
When we have our chats, I use TweetDeck so that I can, I have just one column that's specifically for Write Stuff, and it makes it much easier to check out.
One column?
Mm-hmm. You
I
can
have the tweet that I don't see anything about columns.
you use TweetDeck?
Mm-hmm.
With TweetDeck, you can do a search, let's say for Write Stuff, hashtag Write Stuff, and then you can create a column for it, so that when anyone uses that hashtag, it'll pop up in that stream.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to figure out how to create the column, because I have TweetDeck on my desktop. I have it. Right now, it says I have 2,749 new tweets since I looked at it last, but it's actually open in a tab, and that tab says there are 6 new tweets. So I like looking at it on the full screen a lot better. And you're back.
Yeah. The internet isn't very good in Canada. That's what I have learned in my year living here. Oh well. Are you guys talking about Twitter?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Twitter.
I have to say, after doing the Write Stuff, the hashtag Write Stuff, that's been my first tweeting experience. I felt like my brain was on popcorn. I like went back to Google Plus. I'm like, it's so slow. Why aren't people saying things? What's going on? I want more speed. I want more speed.
I don't know if you
Totally different.
when you get it, if you instead of clicking top, you click all, you're able to see them all, in seconds when they happen, and that usually gets it faster for me, at least.
Yeah. It took me about 3 tweet chats to realize that I wasn't getting all the tweets.
Yeah, same for me. It took a minute. Someone introduced me to TweetDeck, and I was like, whoa! I can see the things and stuff. And I can participate. So.
I'm ready to get rid of some of the people that are following or I'm following. I think that I don't even know who a lot of these are, but so I can keep up better with what it really is until later when I have to worry about true branding.
I guess a lot of people just follow you just because, and I'm like, I don't get that sometimes. I think they do it just so you click them and maybe follow them back, but I'm like, I don't care. I'm not going to follow you back just because you followed me.
I try to follow people who are readers or writers or poets, and people who like to play around with social media and stuff. Those are the kind of things that I tweet about, so it just makes sense for me to follow people who might like what I send out there.
Yeah, my people are like Japanese rock stars and clothing designers, so.
Okay, I opened the YouTube thing so I could look at it. I didn't realize it was going to start playing immediately, so I've got double with a little bit of lag going on.
Well, if you mute the YouTube one, it won't affect the Hangout one.
Oh, there's a good question there. It says, so how do you guys approach revision and editing? I've only edited a few short stories and started to revise my first novel, and she's curious about our process. Anybody want to talk about how they edit stuff?
You're the one editing.
I'm the one editing.
You and Tamara, I think, are the only ones that have really edited. Mac, maybe. And Kitty, I've nowhere near that part yet.
Well, I make a giant calendar for 9 months. I follow a process of like not trying to fix everything at once, because I think it becomes really overwhelming and you get stuck on trying to make it perfect, and then you spend a week on chapter 1 paragraph. So I try to focus on giving myself really short deadlines to fix very specific things. That way I don't feel overwhelmed.
I will say that Susan Denard has a really good writer's resource for editing. She has a worksheet and with a checklist and things. If you're at the editing stage, you can go on her website. Her name is Susan Denard, Dennard, I think. But she has some really great writer's resources for editing.
I know on my blog I post my calendar, so you can follow that too if you're. And then I list kind of very specific things I'm doing each and every time.
Now, are you guys talking about like do you consider a rewrite, like that rewriting process, to be part of editing, or would you say editing is more like, you know, polishing it up, looking for grammatical errors and?
I would just say it's the same thing. Revision and editing to me are the same.
Yeah. I
think proofreading is where you're just looking for grammatical errors like spelling or punctuation, that kind of thing. At least when I was in college, that's what we called it. Anytime you get to the point where you're actually rewriting or reorganizing or restructuring sentences or paragraphs, that's actually when you're editing.
I see.
Or maybe all of the above.
With my editing process, I first start with trying to read through it, and with my, like, you know, printed pages, big red pen, and figuring out where things aren't making sense. So trying to find plot holes. So I guess I start with the big major things like plot holes, changes in voice or tone, actions that, or characters just pop out of nowhere. You don't really have, we haven't talked about them before, and all of a sudden they just pop up and fix everything, you know, just major things. I start there, and then I guess I work my way backward until I get to the grammar and stuff.
Now when you read, I know I always, I read the whole thing first without making any marks, because I think sometimes when I'm too busy looking for errors, I don't look at the big picture, and then the second time I reread it, usually in the same week, then is when I mark things up.
Yeah, I guess, well, no, while I'm reading through it, I start marking it.
See, I used to do it that way, but then I would get so much focused on what I was wanting to fix, and then I would think that that was fixed in the first reading, and I didn't get to see the whole big picture that I was trying to create. So I wouldn't notice tone, and I wouldn't notice the characters' journey, kind of, in a way, how they would change from each scene, because I would think, oh, but I rewrote it this way already in my head. And I think rereading it all at once first was really helpful to get the big picture and then see how the character changed over time without thinking about the fixes I already fixed because I wrote it down.
That makes sense. I think it's important for every writer to find his or her own path.
Oh yeah.
Figure out how to
It
do
takes
things.
a long time. I figure like I'm finally just good at knowing how I want to edit.
It's difficult. I'm trying to really have a much more positive outlook on editing. I really don't like it, but I'm trying to think of it as refining my work and where I'm creating the actual art as opposed to a big pain in the butt.
Maybe try sorting it into smaller things.
You know, my working on Klaus, the whole process for me, it was actually very interesting as a writer because my mom came to me with this story already written. Like, all the words were there. I just had to edit it. But the editing was so dramatic that it ended up really being like a total rewrite. But I would follow, she basically just set up the structure, and I was able to just, oh, okay, now I can just make it sound good and really bring out the emotional moments. And because that's kind of my practice as a poet, like, it ended up being really nice way to get into prose again. And I really felt that focusing on tone, movement, and pinpointing the emotional moments that I wanted to really highlight and bring out and to really pack a punch. I found that was a very effective way of viewing the particular piece that I was working on. In my training as a filmmaker, we focused on beats, dramatic beats. I don't know if you guys ever talked about this or if that's a thing in writing, but just isolating the scene and breaking it up into parts of objective movement, like almost like a little mini story that just keeps happening within the mini story that is the scene, that is the mini story, that's the chapter, that is the story, that makes up the story. And I found that was my editing process, and I thought it worked okay. I like the results.
That's really interesting. I don't have any type of film background, so it's interesting to see that kind of being applied to prose. Cool.
You should, honestly, like, I recommend, if you guys want to, like, check this out. Writing short films. This is so useful. This is so useful because it's all just about structure and kind of approaching the story not from like that kind of script, almost theoretical or planning stage, I guess, and just talking about dramatic elements from like a different perspective than most writing books. That I think makes it very fresh and useful, ultimately. So I recommend that.
Cool, I wrote it down. It looks like someone has joined us.
Can anybody join us?
Well, somebody did, but there she is.
Oh my gosh. This is going to be like a ghost.
No, I know this one. Maybe.
Can you hear us?
Hey. I can't hear very well, so Amy Tatukata asked me to come in.
If you want, you could, maybe you could type more or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've never been into a group chat before, so.
Me neither. It's great.
We're all learning.
So, Kelly, can you tell us about what you've been working on writing recently?
Oh, I was just working on a short story that I put in a competition last couple weeks ago, but I don't know how I did. So. Okay, too quiet now.
That's good. I never entered any of my stuff because I never have.
I think it helps when you've got a predetermined set of questions or whatever.
A question? I'm not. I don't really have a question right now. I don't even know what we're really talking about. I'm hard of hearing, so I can't really follow everything. So,
No, the Google Hangouts, when it's live, it helps if people already have like a list of questions that they have ahead of time, so that you know what you're going to talk about or what questions you might want answered or what questions you want to ask.
okay. I don't have any question. I'm just here to listen because Amy asked me to come in. So, I think I'm gonna. What?
I'm saying you can always just watch. You don't have to participate if you don't feel comfortable.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna sign out right now. So.
Oh.
Okay. So I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Okay, so I looked on Twitter, and as there are some people who are listening to us, some people who are watching TV, and they're kind of here and there, and then I guess some people are having a little bit of trouble with their internet, like Mac. So, and then somebody else, I guess, is having trouble focusing with us chattering in his ear or her ear. So.
Well, Burgess, you did a writing room thing. I haven't finished watching it. Can you tell us about like how everybody creates a space that's for them to write and what they go through the experience with that?
I could write an essay on that.
Well, you start off off then, and you can give us ideas.
I am one of those people that I can write in public if it's something that I don't have to come up with on my own. Like if I'm reading in a book and I'm answering questions like with homework for college or classes, that kind of thing, math especially, I can do with background noise, even if it's talking. But when I'm creating something out of the blue, I can write to like instrumental music, but I can't write to lyrics. Anything like that distracts me because I have ADHD and I'm going to be focusing on everything except what I need to focus on. So I have to have privacy, a quiet little space of my own. And it's been a back and forth thing with a writing area the last 2.5, 3 years. And I finally now, I'm sort of sharing it with my stepdaughter, but she only comes like once or twice a month and she stays overnight. So basically it's my space. And I can't like write at Starbucks. So this has just been, since I got it organized for the most part. I still have some boxes to go through and some stuff to unpack, but I wrote over 3,000 words just today, and it's nowhere near midnight yet. And that was just being in my own space today.
That's awesome.
I think it's really important that whether you find a corner or if you're a person who can write out in public, say at Starbucks or a coffee shop or a diner or a park, that you find a space that works for you and you make it your own. And that's why like a lot of people have a very minimalistic or a very organized and very kind of toned down writing room, calm, sort of tranquil. But I need creativity. I need bright colors and stuff that makes me feel creative and imaginative, and thus all the stuff to look at in my writing room.
I have more of a writing corner than a room because our apartment's pretty small. So instead of having a living room, we just have 2 desks and our bookshelf and the couch.
That would work if my husband was a writer.
Well, my boyfriend is a mathematician, so, he's chained to his desk too.
An English person and a math person, like polar
I'm the same way.
opposites.
I'm the same way. My husband's the same way.
He drives me crazy. 'Cause he's so bad with I don't know, word choice, and then we argue about the definition of words, and it's such a mess. It's ridiculous. It's funny though.
My husband is a musician. Well, he's a truck driver, but he plays guitar, used to be a lead singer in a band. Doesn't do it right now because he's just too busy. But he wants what he calls a jam cave. Once I get like the writing cave, he wants a jam cave with all the musical stuff and everything,
Mm-hmm.
Needs soundproofing though.
Yeah, as a musician, you can't just go to a coffee shop and start doing your thing and not get kicked out.
I don't know. In Charleston, they have people playing music on the corner in downtown, and they have little hats out, and they get music and stuff. I mean, money and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I just have a desk, and it's more like I need tea, and then I'll be inspired to write eventually.
I used to have a desk in the corner of our bedroom, and then I had the desk in the dining room. Then I had the desk back in the bedroom. I had the desk in the living room. I used to have the desk in its own room until my son came back from boot camp because he was hurt. So yeah, I've been back and forth and stuck in little corners where I had to shimmy sideways to get in my chair to get to my desk.
I've got a
Having
standing
your
desk.
writing cave is kind of like an excellent step for you, huh?
Oh yeah. When I had it in the corner of the bedroom, I was right beside the bathroom. Like, I could touch the door from where I sat. That was just not a good thing. And then when I was in the dining room, I was too close to the kitchen, so everybody was like, could you get me? Could you? That didn't work. And in the dining room, I was right by the front door. People passed me when they walked in, so everybody's hovering over my shoulder. And that didn't work. And then my husband decided because NaNoWriMo, he would take the bed out of our bedroom and move it into this room, put my desk and stuff in there so I'd have privacy to write. But I couldn't handle not having our bed in our bedroom. It was just too weird. So I'm in here. I thought it was really sweet that he gave up our bedroom, though, for me to have a writing space.
That's very considerate of him.
Mac, why are there two of you? Or is that... Yeah.
I'm everywhere. Technology, sometimes it duplicates you. Every time I freeze, I just try to rejoin. I don't know. I'm no software engineer.
Your doppelganger.
Where are Lisa and Star and...
Yeah.
I guess something must have came up. So let's see, over here on the Twitter.
Is anybody on Twitter right now?
Oh, yeah.
Says that she likes to since she hasn't gotten to the second draft of anything, basically she's throwing all rules to the wind and just writing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, are both of our dragons there?
I know one of them is.
Yes. Artemis Louisa, one of our dragons, she had rehearsal tonight at the theater, and now she's chilling and eating ramen and write stuff.
Oh, we got a question. Mac, how do you like your standing desk?
I like it a lot because at any time I can just, just do that, come back, do a little, it's a nice active stance. I feel like it gives me a lot of energy, but I also don't use it all the time. I used to also be really bad about like coming home from work and like be like, it's time to relax, sit down in my chair at my computer, get lost. And now it's more like very intentional when I'm at the computer and usually to do writing stuff, which I think is very healthy for me. And I don't just write at my writing desk though. I like writing in notebooks. I like writing on my phone sometimes. I have a new thing when I'm biking home from work, which I do in the winter. I drink some coffee right before I bike. And for some reason, I always start biking and start like thinking really intensely about writing, but I'm on my bike, so I can't write down. So I stop at the side of the road and just like pull up my phone real quick in like the freezing cold and just like type down whatever I was thinking. And then by the time I get home, I have like basically a prompt to start going at it, and that's been really effective. I'm more kind of just a free flow when it comes to environment and space. Sometimes on the train I'll do it if I'm on the train. Sometimes I'll wake up really early if I'm feeling ambitious and get a pot of tea, sit down on my couch and just write in a very romantic kind of
What
way.
kind of tea? I'm a tea person.
I knew that was coming.
I've been
Oh, I was wrong.
Yeah, but I just brought home some green tea, so.
Oh, what kind? Is it Chinese or Japanese?
Chinese. It's from my coffee shop. You should know this. I don't. I
Oh.
do.
Speaking of notebooks,
Wow.
I ordered what's called a Midori traveler's notebook. It's a leather. I can't wait for it to come in, but it's gonna be dyed with red and purple and indigo, dark blue. So I can put all my notebooks in there with the little whatever they're called, and I keep a notebook like by my end table on where I sit when we watch TV or when I read, and I jot little notes down. I have a little one that stays in my purse for when I go somewhere. I handwrite a lot. When I'm on the road with my husband, I have a small iBook. It's the last one they came out with, and I write on it. It has an old version of Scrivener because it can't get the new one. But I write on it, but I also take a lot of notes in notebooks.
I have notes, like just your regular standard steno books that have the spiral at the top. That's what I carry around with me and have everywhere.
I don't like spirals, but I love notebooks. That's pretty.
Thank you, but I don't. I feel like I use it more when I'm thinking of the story and not so much after I wrote like the scene sequel and start writing it. I don't use it quite as much. It's more for brainstorming ideas.
I like to
Somebody wants.
I like to keep it. Like if I'm typing a story or something on the computer and I've hit a snag, I just can't think around, and it's like I feel like so dull about it, and I'm just going over and over it. I sometimes go with the notebook and just write it out, and just that change in process and format, it actually unlocks things a lot of the time. It's just kind of a very subtly different process that's different all the same.
At my writers group meeting yesterday, they talked about how if you write with a different hand, like instead of writing with your right hand, you try with your left hand, your brain fires different activities. So maybe write one character with your right hand and the other character's voice you can write with your left hand.
Yeah,
Ambidextrous?
I believe that for sure.
I don't think they meant it in an ambidextrous way, but more like even with when you draw, if you draw with your non-dominant hand, the drawing looks more accurate to the actual representation that you're trying to draw. If you're... Yeah. Oh, did it vanish? Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was answering a question that somebody asked about the bookshelves, and then I realized I didn't put the hashtag write stuff. So I'm going to answer the question. Top 2 shelves are Stephen King. Third shelf is Stephen King, Harry Potter, and Gregory Maguire's The Wicked series, like The Lion, Wicked, those books. The fourth shelf is all Jim Butcher's The Dresden Files. The next shelf is John Sanford, the Divergent series, which I am finally reading. Cassandra Clare's like City of Bones, City of Ashes, that series. And the very bottom is the Fallen series by Lauren Kate, along with Anne Bishop's Black Jewels trilogy, which is not really a trilogy because she's got like 6 books, I think, that are the Black Jewels. And then another set of series, and I can't think of it right now, and I can't see it because a box is blocking it. But that's the one bookshelf. All the writing books are in the bookcase behind my computer, behind my monitor. And then book over there are like Patricia Cornwell and a bunch of mixed up, and I have 3 other bookcases in the rest of the house that all have like whole bunches. I read all kinds of books. I don't read one genre. I read everything.
I think that's beautiful, first of all. I love the aesthetic of books. Like, I don't think, even with e-books, I don't think books are ever going to die out just because they look so great in your apartment, you know?
Well, I'm not sure if you can see it. I guess I'll get it. Hopefully.
No, yeah, I can see it. It's great. I love that. Looks really nice. Especially with that wall, too.
My very first, like, super book, and I have the other ones by C.S. Lewis. This is Snoopy, and It Was a Dark and Stormy Night. The book cover is put up so it doesn't get messed up.
Oh, that's so cool.
But I had this book when I was a kid. It's why I wanted to write. I wanted to be Snoopy and write. I was like in the 2nd or 3rd grade. I didn't want to be the dog, but I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this. And then I got my hands on C.S. Lewis's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I was sold. That was it. And then it was Stephen King's Salem Lot in the 5th grade, and yeah. And I still have every single one of those books.
One of my earliest writing influences was Edgar Allan Poe. I really liked reading his work when I was in the 5th grade, and I wrote a story that was kind of like, oh gosh, was it The House of Usher? I can't remember. Anyway, and I wrote this short story, and it was about this woman who, I don't know where I came up with this stuff, but she had dismembered her husband and like buried his body part under the basement floor.
That, I believe, was The House of Usher.
Yeah, and I remember we had, the regular like student teacher conference, and my mom came in, and my English teacher, he said, she's sick, but I like it. And I remember thinking, yeah, cool.
Have you read any Lovecraft?
I have, but not in a very long time.
I like some of his stuff, but it's I'm trying to think of the right word. He sucks for dialogue.
Yeah.
I mean, he's smart. He was a genius creatively, but his dialogue sucked.
I think it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like time period. It wasn't as dialogue heavy, or like dialogue wasn't really, or maybe it's just the way people spoke then. It feels really stilted to me. I don't know. I wasn't there. Do the animals in the back have names? I think someone's asking you, Melissa.
The animals? I don't have any animals. I have a Snoopy and a Woodstock, Smurfs, plants, a few stuffed animals, no animals. Unfortunately, there's a big One Direction poster on the wall that I have got to get rid of. I'm going to roll it up. I've even got the little poster tube to put it in so she can put it in her room at home. And I have this would be so cute if it didn't have the One Direction sticker on the pic. But yeah, she's got her own room now where she's at, which is why he wanted her to have a room here so badly. But she was all into One Direction. I think before that it was Justin Bieber, and before that it was like Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus. Now it's somebody, SOS or something. I can't keep up. That's why I put in the video that I was more of a Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch and a New Kids on the Block kind of gal.
They're going.
I got all excited because my cousin put on Facebook, I guess one of them, Donnie Wahlberg, their group they're doing a big thing, and they're going to be in like Atlanta and Charlotte and stuff. And I was actually thinking about, for half a minute, talking to my husband about getting tickets. I could go visit my aunt and my cousin and go with them to this concert to see Donnie Wahlberg and all them. Then I was like, nah, I'll end up with a headache. But it would bring back like some serious memories.
Yeah, they're going on tour with is it TLC? No, not TLC. Oh, I can't remember. So there was like two other 90s era groups that they're going on tour with. The
one I wanted to see, the other one not so much. But I was in my 20s partying, going to the club in the 90s. So to me, that brings back a lot of like party hardy memories. Going to the dance clubs and stuff like that. So off topic of writing.
So sometimes I find my characters go to clubs even though I've never been to one. They always end up there.
Never been to a club?
No, not my style.
I've been to a piano bar, and they had two pianos back to back, and people sat. They were playing, and that has to be the best bar club I've ever been to. I went to a jazz one. I've been to reggae clubs, dance clubs, ones where they played like bands, all kinds of different music. And I have to say, now that I'm older, I like the more mellow, like acoustic kind of music. And like, I would love to go back to the piano bar, only it's closed now in Charleston, or like a jazz bar, that kind of thing. I like the more mellow thing now that I'm older.
Yeah, me too.
I still listen to rock music.
Okay, somebody wants to know our favorite short story or favorite. I'm getting notifications on my phone. Artemis, and I don't know why it's not showing up on Twitter, but okay, do you have a favorite author, a favorite short story? Favorite author of all time would have to be Stephen King. He writes, actually, people say it's horror, but he writes in more than one genre. The Dark Tower series is fantasy. Second favorite would probably be, I know I'm grown up now, but C.S. Lewis's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Even as an adult, I absolutely love that book. It's one of the best ones. It still, as a 40-something-year-old, takes me into that wardrobe and makes me want to go look around. Favorite short story? Probably Poe or Hemingway, and there's too many to name. I like theirs. And I'm a big Kurt Vonnegut fan as far as that kind of stuff goes. I think he's probably my favorite. Yeah. Anybody else?
I like Alice Munro as a short story writer. She's won the Nobel Prize, did you know? But she's also, like, I couldn't even believe that she could create such a big world in such, like, not that many words, like just maybe 10 pages, and oh wow, I felt like I've just experienced this person's life, and the exact moment, like the most important moment of her life, and it was just, and it's like not flashy, it's just solid storytelling that, I definitely really admire. And also Murakami, he's a good short story writer too. I just like how imagistic he is, and his like magical surrealist kind of style really speaks to me. And my poetry is kind of like that too. So, yeah, I like him. I don't read that many short stories though, so I can't name anything very specifically.
Do mangakas count?
Does who?
Mangakas. When you say favorite author.
Sure.
That I like Hideaki Sorachi. He works very comedic, but mixed with deeper and mature themes.
Tamara, how long did you want to go with this?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's 5 o'clock my time. So that
10 o'clock here.
Yeah, 9.
10.
And so the hour's about up, but I wanted to make a couple of announcements before I stop the broadcast. One is that if you've written a short story for the short story prompts, then please leave the link either on the invite or in the actual Write Stuff group. I'm going to kind of gather them all together, scoop them up, and make just like a little scoop and internet thing that they'll all be in one place so we can read them. For some reason, Storyfy isn't letting me edit it correctly, so I haven't been able to delete anything that's a duplicate in the different stories. which is incredibly irritating to try to read doubles of things. So that's why I haven't been posting any. I've been gathering up all the tweets and trying to put them in some type of readable order, but I don't know what's going on with that. So that's number 2. Number 3, I'll be posting the new prompt for February next Tuesday, so be on the look for that. Number 4, I have lined up a guest for us for the last Tuesday in February, which would be February the 25th, and it's K.M. Weiland from Helping Writers Become Authors. So that is really super exciting.
Is it be a podcast or is a video or what?
She wants to do a tweet chat.
Okay, cool. I'm subscribed to her on YouTube and her blog. She's really good.
Yeah, I really enjoy the advice that she gives to people. I think that she has a lot to offer. So I'm going to create a thread in the Write Stuff group, and let's post questions that we'd like to ask her, and then, you know, whichever question gets the most plus ones, those will be the ones that we I'll give to her so she'll know what we're going to be asking her and stuff like that. So, I don't really have any other announcements. Do you guys want to tell whoever's watching where they can find you on the internet? Maybe a blog or something?
I may or may not be on the tweet chat next week. I have the pre-op appointment with my doctor, and then the next week on, what is that, Wednesday or Thursday morning, whatever day the 11th is when I go in for surgery. So if I'm not around, I will be checking via my phone or maybe my laptop. I just may not be able to join. So just to kind of let you guys know.
I understand. Good luck.
Well, I'll just be glad when it's all over. And I'm cancer free. It's not cancer, but I still need surgery. So.
So, is there anything that anyone else would like to add before we sign off?
There's a Twitter. Hold on, let's make sure. Artemis said, the Dragon Witch said, get on the floor and do the New Kids dance. I can't do that right now. But I used to. Not right now. Unfortunately, not, especially not about to have surgery, but any other time I probably would. I actually still remember that dance.
I do not remember that dance.
You better get on YouTube and watch some New Kids on the Block.
I'll get right on it.
Okay, I have a suggestion though, even though I'm probably not going to be like on, I will maybe participate some. One of the things I think some of us have talked about, we've won a lot about beta readers and critique groups and stuff, but what we haven't talked about a whole lot is sort of follow through, sticking with what you've got, what you're working on currently. My dilemma, finding new ideas that come up and starting what you finish, follow through. A lot of people, I'm not the only one, have the problem with flitting from one thing to the other or working on multiple things at one time. And that might be a topic we might want to either talk to Katie and Wyland about or do a tweet chat about all on our own.
Yeah, we could definitely do a tweet chat about follow through. And if someone asks a question in the Write Stuff group and it gets enough plus ones, then we'll pose it to her. Are there any other topics that you guys would like to talk about in February?
I can't think of any. Maybe have a suggestion. We can make suggestions as we keep them up, possibly.
What? I couldn't
Oh,
understand.
I'm sorry. I can't think of some off the top of my head, but maybe we could just write them in like a sticky or something on the community.
Yeah, definitely. So if that would be it, then I'm going to end this broadcast. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I really had a good time. And thanks for everyone who's checking us out and tuning in. And be sure to join us at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Twitter, #writestuff. And I will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Good night, all.